Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing Wave 5's double pack of Cowl Sphinx 180 gear flat and Crest Leon 760 gear needle. Very interesting pair up. I don't know how I would have done Cowl Sphinx with this one, but it is what it is. I am super hyped for Crest Leon and 760. Other than that, all the other parts are repeat parts. So let's flip the box over and get right into it. With that being said, we have Cowl Sphinx, a defensive blade, now using as a right spin attack combo with the 180 ratchet and a gear flat. We saw 180's first performance with Shadow Shinobi, and then gear flat has been used since Sphinx and Roar Tyranno. With that being said, moving over to Crest Leon is a defensive UX bay. UX is where the metal surrounds the outside of the bay and the inner part is plastic, including the prongs. With that, we have the 760 ratchet, which is just a big old wall. And then there's one side that protrudes out slightly more than the others. We'll get into that when we unbox the thing. And then we have gear needle, which is just needle with gears that protrude all the way to the bottom. Being able to make it do more effective extreme dashes when it can. All right, let's get this bad boy opened. I'm not even gonna do the let it rip because 9 times out of 10 that just fails. Let's just get into the parts. Bam, we got 1, 2, and let me get this out real quick. Got rid of the tabs on the double packs for the newer Wave 5 to get them out of the plastic. So yeah, here we go. We have Crest Leon and Cowl Sphinx, or Sphinx Cowl. All right, then we have gear needle, and we have 760. Ever so slightly just to get better lighting on that. And then we have our new gear flat in a nicer blue than Roar Tyranno, that is for sure. Alright, and then we have our 180. We have another 180. Perfect. With that being said, let's take a look at these. I'm not really too interested in these 3 parts. We're just gonna move them off to the side. Come back to them later. All right, Cowl Sphinx, nice little blue setup. This is definitely a different Cowl Sphinx than what I've seen before. It might have came from a random booster, but I have no idea because I'm behind on Takara Tomy. All right, here is your QR code for this. If you haven't already, put it in your bay locker. All right, moving on. We have Crest Leon. This thing is chunky and massive, like just massive, you guys. And I actually like the front, the kind of like front side facing lion gear motif. That's actually pretty nice. Definitely really cool. All right, here is your QR code for that UX bay. And then 760, very nice, very nice. Yeah, so 760 is just, it's supposed to provide higher quality defense stat, like defense to the bay. And then like I said, this one side right here is a little bit thicker and protrudes out just slightly more compared to the rest of the ratchet. But people use it regardless and it is awesome. All right, so now let's go ahead, move these bays to the side with their parts. Let's get into our weight test. Alright, so we have our gear needle. 2 grams. 760. 7.2 grams. And then our Crest Leon. 34.8 grams. Now, putting that completely together is 44 grams flat. Now I have Claw Leon right here, which is 40.1. So yeah, definitely it's 4 grams heavier. Nice. The like this is a lighter one though. I feel like it's supposed to be like 45 or something like that. Now moving on, we have our Cowl Sphinx, gear flat, 2.3, 180, 6.7, and Cowl Sphinx. Just not vibrating there. 32.7 grams. All right, now we put this bad boy together, and we're sitting at 41.7 grams. Very nice. All right, so with that being said, definitely some pretty interesting weight going on there. Cowl Sphinx being as light as it is, because I think the original Cowl Sphinx for Hasbro that I have is slightly heavy. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom out here real quick. And we will get down to business with getting the base test spin. All right, we will do Cowl Sphinx first. 3, 2, 1. I am using a new camera, so bear with me here. Here, I'll see if I can zoom this out just a little bit more for comfort pleasure, so you guys can see a little bit more of the stadium. You don't need to go too high. That should be yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Yeah, I thought I had the setup already ready to go, and turns out I didn't. All right, so now let's go ahead and do Crest Layoff. Yeah, just what about I expect from a heavy defense bay is it's just gonna sit right in the center. It definitely looks cool spinning. I like it. I like it a lot. It reminds me of a Metal Fight 0G bay. I just don't remember which one right off the top. Alright. So, now that we've done the test spin for both bays, let's go ahead and do a battle. And Crest bursts right at the launch. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to go find Gear Needle real quick. Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed with using the Noozle 3D is this launcher link definitely needs to be a little bit bigger or wider, just slightly wider to keep the bays from bursting at launch. Just so in that way, you know, it's more of an interesting battle and we're not just getting burst after burst after launch. All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And Cowl and Sphinx Cowl gets a burst. I mean, an over finish. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera setup here too. All right, Sphinx Cowl getting a burst in the. Well, we did get a burst in the first round, so Sphinx Cowl did get 4 points consecutively, so Sphinx Cowl does win. Yeah, not too interesting there. Definitely, let's go one more time just to see if we can get Crest Leon win. Nope. I guess that is the one thing with the stadium is you just don't want to use defensive type bays or stamina type bays in general. But yeah, not too shabby. I'm surprised Sphinx Cowl won that. All right, I'm not even gonna worry about Sphinx Cowl. We're gonna move on. We want to test out Crest Leon. Reason why we're gonna test out Crest Leon and not Sphinx Cowl is because I'll do like a wacky stock combos video later, days that I just think have weird stock combos and will feature the new Sphinx Cowl in there. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do the Cobalt Dragoon combo, which is 960 gear point, the 260 low flat shark combo, and then the all 570 combo. All right, so with that being said, let's get these bays started. And the first thing I'm going to do, well, you know what, and while I have it out, we'll do Claw Leon. So we'll do the Claw Leon battle versus the Crest Leon battle here real quick. 3, 2, 1. Was it worth building an upgraded bay? We will find out. And we have a spin finish for Crest. 3, 2, 1. We have another spin finish for Crest. Definitely can take those hits, that's for sure. Oh, and Claw just got from over finish. Very nice by Claw. Alright, let's go again. So 2-2. Claw just tried to get an extreme finish, but it did not work. Alright, and I did. Alright, so moving on. I feel like that's enough of that. Yeah, I feel like it was worth upgrading. Alright, because both bays are decently matched. Obviously one's gonna have its advantages over the other, vice versa. Now then we're going to move on to the Kill Shark combo. And just as my combo does, snipes into the extreme pocket, gaining complete victory over that round. So Kill Shark does win, but we'll do one more round just for laughs. And there we have it. Man, I can't wait to get Low Rush. I ordered the Drop Attack Stadium set, and it should be here tomorrow. So yeah, I'll finally have Low Rush, and I'll put that on the Kill Shark combo, and we'll see. Now we're gonna move on to 570 Ball Wizard. 3, 2, 1. And Arrow Wizard takes the spin finish. 3, 2, 1. I feel like Arrow Wizard's probably gonna win each round. Yep, Arrow Wizard taking another spin finish. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Almost had an extreme dash going there with Arrow Wizard. Very nice, good hit. And as much as it wants to hold on, it just can't. Alright, that's 3 wins for Arrow Wizard. Okay. A burst right at launch, off the launcher, so yeah. And Crest gets a burst. 3. And this round's gonna go to Arrow Wizard again. And Arrow Wizard getting a total of 4 points. 2. Alright, now it's Cobalt Dragoon versus Crest Layla. 3, 2, 1. And Cobalt Dragoon dishing out them hits, but Crest Leon is taking them. Same design on the base, just opposite rotation. This is definitely interesting. And Cobalt Dragoon taking that win. Very nice. I wonder if I could build. I think I might have another gear flat. 3, 2, 1. And let it rip. Wasted effort on an extreme dash. Oh, Crest Leon gets an over finish. Very nicely done by Crest. Very nicely done. Alright. So we are at 2-1. 3, 2, 1. And nice. We are at 3-2. Honestly, I feel like this was the battle I was most hyped over because they both have the same design. So we're at 3-2. Oh, and Crest just takes it back with a counter attack. 4-3. Very nicely done. Yeah, no, not too bad. My overall thoughts of this pack is basically what you're buying it for. If you don't have Cowl Sphinx or Sphinx Cowl and Gear Flat, you're buying it for Gear Flat and Sphinx Cowl. And then you're buying it for 760 and Crest Leon. Mainly you're buying it just for these two parts right here, Crest Leon and 760. But the rest are really throwaway parts. Especially 180. 180 is a big throwaway part. It's not really all that used. And not only that, it's just not efficient. Not all the time you're gonna see what happened in the video. So really, you're just buying it for 760 and Crest Leon. Do I think it's worth the price? If you don't have the Bay and you need it or you want it, it's worth the price, but realistically, I felt like they could have put this in a starter or a booster of its own or given us another UX Bay with it. Other than that, it was fun. It was fun to do, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. With that, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Have a great day, everyone.